Serving southern New Mexico, this is the award-winning KRWG-TV News 22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sam Dates.
And I'm Nina Gallegos. Las Cruces is following Albuquerque's lead in preventing housing discrimination based on income.
Landlords will be banned from excluding renters whose income stems from Social Security, pension, alimony, child support, foster care subsidies, and housing vouchers. In Las Cruces, the maximum penalty for a violation includes a $500 fine, up to 90 days in jail, or both, but the city would likely work to educate landlords before punishing them. If the change is approved, Las Cruces would join several U.S. cities in banning source of income discrimination.
Las Cruces officials are working towards meeting affordable housing needs. On Tuesday, a dozen officials met with U.S. Senator Martin Heinrich to discuss the housing crisis. It stems from a heap of sources, including increased construction costs and long-lasting ripples from the 2008 Great Recession. The city of Las Cruces estimates the city would need another 5,600 housing units to meet demand. Kira is next with the first look at weather.
Thanks, guys. We had a beautiful day today. Sunny skies with a temperature of 83 degrees. Winds coming from the north-northeast at 7 miles per hour. We had humidity of 15% and a dew point at 31 degrees. Barometer sitting at 29.62 inches. Today we had a high of 85 degrees, an average of 78, and a low of 62. Taking it back to 2021, we had a high of 88 degrees, and in 1995, we had a low of 33 degrees. Today, we had no rainfall, so leaving our yearly rainfall at 0.57 inches. Back to you at the desk.
The Navajo Nation is set to receive federal emergency aid to repair damage caused by a series of storms earlier this year. President Joe Biden granted a disaster declaration for the largest Native American reservation in the U.S. on Tuesday. The Federal Emergency Management Agency will coordinate the recovery operations in the affected areas. Just weeks after the prairie chicken was enlisted as an endangered animal, a bill to protect wildlife is being reintroduced to the Senate. The Recovering America's Wildlife Act passed through the House of Representatives in 2021. Senator Martin Heinrich is sponsoring the bill, which would provide $1.4 billion in federal funds to species recovery. 1,600 species are currently on the endangered species list. If passed, the bill would aid conservation acts for 12,000 wildlife species.
El Paso Border Protection is keeping busy for the Easter weekend. 878 violations were recorded during an operation targeting prohibited agriculture items during the week leading up to Easter. CBP agriculture specialists seized just under 600 pounds of cascarones. The confetti-filled eggs are restricted to quantities of 12 per passenger and must be clean, dry, and free of any egg residue. CBP recommends declaring all items acquired abroad to avoid penalties. If an item is declared but found to be prohibited, it can be abandoned without consequence. The Albuquerque Police Department is seeking changes in the APD consent decree. The APD oversight agreement was created to ensure that APD does not violate the U.S. Constitution. According to the independent monitor, APD has achieved compliance with 80% of the consent decree. The proposed changes will help APD improve how it investigates low-level uses of force and improve the process for misconduct allegations against the officers. Stay tuned. Kira will be back with your national forecast.
But first, welcome back. You're watching News 22 Wednesday,
where news matters.
And Kira is next with that national forecast.
Thanks, Nina. Taking a look at my first map here, we're looking at a Gulf storm expected to hit the southern part of the United States on Friday. Now, what this means for Florida is heavy localized floodings in these pockets that you can see here on the screen, 3 to 6 inches of rain expected. So keep an eye out for how this storm will affect your travel plans. In my next map, we're taking a look at storms closer to home. This storm is expected from the Rockies on Thursday. Damaging wind gusts 50 to 60 miles per hour and heavy torrential rainfall expected. In my last map of the night, we're going to be taking a look at temperatures across the nation. Warmer temperatures on the East Coast and beautiful mild temperatures here close to home. Lubbock at 53, Dallas at 57, Houston at 57, El Paso at 64, and Denver at 55. Stay tuned. I'll be back with your local temperatures after the break. welcome back. Taking a look at our local temperatures, Farmington is sitting at 78, Albuquerque at 80, Socorro at 83, Ruidoso 75, and Las Cruces 83. Tomorrow we're looking at mostly the same temperatures, Farmington at 81, Socorro at 79, Roswell at 87, Deming at 81, and Las Cruces at 85. Tonight in Alamogordo, we're looking at clear skies with a low of 62, and tomorrow partly cloudy skies with a high of 81. Truth or consequences, a low of 62 tonight, clear skies, partly cloudy skies tomorrow with a high of 81 degrees. Silver City tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low of 49 and a high of 71 tomorrow. Las Cruces, partly cloudy skies tonight, 61 degrees is a low, and tomorrow a high of 85 with partly cloudy skies. That's all I have for your local temperatures. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Kara. Ever feel like you need a little extra support? Maybe from a furry friend. If you said yes, then Fido Friday at Hadley Hall is for you. As a part of the Theropods program, furry friends Casey, Journey, Winston, and Jasper come to NMSU. To those who come to see them, comfort and smiles in exchange for pets. Dr. Fasenko invites all of NMSU to come say hi to the Theropod Dog Group 3 p.m.
Had a gorgeous dog, and so I thought that perhaps, with Hadley Hall being a central location on campus, that people could come on Fridays, and that's how Fido Fridays was born.
Except for her, she's not really a foodie.
Dr. Fasenko invites all of NMSU to come say hi to the Theropod Dog Group 3 p.m. every Friday at Hadley Hall in hopes that the program can bring some smiles to all of NMSU. And Ben Schlittler is next with sports.
Thanks, Nina. Coming up in sports, NMSU baseball got crushed against Arizona. You can toss that remote because News22 Sports is next.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
Welcome back. I'm Ben Schlittler, and let's talk some sports. Aggie baseball fans haven't had much to be optimistic about this year, and after the Aggies went to Tucson to play the Arizona Wildcats last night, that trend continues. After a tight first inning, the Aggies got boat raced, giving up 8 runs in the second inning alone. Hits were hard to come by for the Aggies, and they didn't get a single hit until the 5th, and by that point, it was too late. The Wildcats mauled the Aggies 14-2. Aggies are looking to learn from this loss heading into their next series against Stephen S. Austin this weekend. Losing streak has started for the Aggie softball teams. They just dropped a game against heated borderland rival UTEP. The first 3 innings went very well for the Aggies, getting an early 3-0 lead by the end of the 3rd, but the Miners rallied back into the game thanks to a triad of home runs by Asia Richard. The Aggies would only get on the scoreboard once more, but the damage had been done by then. The Miners pull away with a 7-4 win, snapping the Aggies' hot streak. Next time the Aggies hit the diamond is on Friday for the start of a 3-game road trip against the Tarleton State Texans. Former NMSU pitcher Sammy Natera is making his pro debut tonight for the LA Angels single-A affiliate, the Sun City Dust Devils. Halos drafted Natera 508th overall in the 17th round of the 2022 MLB draft, and he's looking to work his way through the minors and join the ranks of modern Angel greats like Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. In his collegiate career, Natera had 26 appearances and 115 strikeouts. In tonight's game, he will be taking on the Blue Jays affiliate, the Vancouver Canadians. That's all for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action tomorrow. Still ahead on News 22, Kira will be back to take a look at your 5-day forecast.
Let's take a look at our top stories. The Environmental Protection Agency proposed new car emission standards that could require electric vehicles to account for up to 2/3 of new cars sold in the U.S. by 2032. U.S. annual inflation has fallen to the lowest level since May 2021. The CDC is warning doctors to be on the lookout for the rare Marburg virus.
Now let's take a look at our 5-day forecast.
Thanks, Nina. The next 5 days are looking absolutely beautiful. I, for one, am not missing the wind. 83 degrees on Thursday, 70s for Friday and Saturday, and mid-80s on Sunday and Monday. Back to you, Nina, to end us off.
And that's all for News 22 Wednesday. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight, and tune in tomorrow night for more news. I'm Nina Gallegos.
And I'm Sam Dates, and from the whole News 22 team, Nina, Kira, Ben, and myself, good night.
This news brief en español is brought to you by Noticias 22, Spanish language news for southern New Mexico and West Texas. Noticias 22.
Hola, muy buenas tardes. Yo soy Karen Sánchez. Gracias por estar con nosotros en Noticias 22. La Policía Estatal de Nuevo México está investigando un accidente automovilístico ocurrido ayer por la tarde a las 6. Cristal Cruz, de 33 años, conducía un Toyota Tacoma cerca del Monticello, que está ubicado al noreste de Truth or Consequences, donde Cruz viajaba hacia el norte por la carretera estatal 142, a gran velocidad y sin llevar puesto el cinturón de seguridad. Por razones aún desconocidas, el vehículo se salió de la calzada y volcó saliendo proyectado del vehículo, sufriendo heridas fatales. Cruz fue declarada fallecida en el lugar por la oficina del médico forense. La Agencia de Aduanas y Protección Fronteriza de Estados Unidos registró más de 900 infracciones en artículos agrícolas prohibidos durante la semana previa a la Pascua. Según agentes, esta operación de centro en buscar huevos de confeti, arreglos florales y plantas que eran ilegalmente cruzadas por los puertos del Paso. Oficiales confiscaron casi 600 libras de huevos rellenos de confeti, los cuales están restringidos a 12 por pasajero, mientras estos están decorados, pintados y libres de cualquier residuo de huevo. Además, se registraron un total de 30 plagas de insectos, los que fueron entregados para su identificación. Para evitar sanciones, autoridades alientan a los viajeros a declarar todos los artículos agrícolas a cruzar la frontera. Esto ha sido todo por mi parte. Que tengan buenas noches.